Hi, welcome to the video. I'm Mike. This video is going to be all about how to package things up to send via courier and mail services. We're going to address the best ways to package ceramics, glassware, electronics and bulky items. If you can see behind me, these are the kind of things that we sell all the time. We've got like vases, cookie jars, glassware, all this kind of stuff. This is the type of stuff we sell day in, day out. And we ship these things to all over the world, from Australia to New Zealand, the USA, China, Japan, and kind of everywhere in between. Maybe you're a seller and you stay away from selling fragile items because of the risk of the item getting damaged. There's always going to be that risk there, but hopefully I've got some tips here that will help you minimize that risk and get the items to the end customer in perfect condition. We're going to have a quick look at all aspects of packaging stuff, but we're going to concentrate mainly on fragile items. So in just a moment, we're going to get straight into it, but I'm just going to run through a few things that you need before you start. So I'll run through it really quickly. Bubble wrap, of course. Some boxes, some brown paper or some kind of void fill. You can use peanuts, you can use polystyrene, you can use newspaper, wallpaper I know a lot of people use, and you also need some tape, regular tape, eBay tape, fragile tape. I use all three. Envelopes and poly mailers, although we're not really going to need these for fragile items. If you didn't know, if you've got the medium tier shop on eBay in the UK, you get £10 a month packaging voucher to spend on packaging materials. I get these boxes and these envelopes and the eBay tape as well, and it's worth using it. Like, I know somebody who sells on eBay, has been selling on eBay for years and years, and he never uses his. Well, it's £120 a year that you can use on packaging supplies. Why not use them? Now, the size of these boxes, they're very handy. They're a very handy size, but they're an irregular size. And I've had to write it down because I can't remember this. The 27.6 by 36.5 by 15.2 centimeters, or 10.87 inches by 14.37 inches by 5.98 inches. Why not round it up, eBay? So of course you need all the materials and stuff to start packaging, but you also need some space to be able to do it. Clear yourself a bit of space. So I'm going to pass you over to myself a few weeks ago, where I'm packaging up a bread bin outside. There's going to be a few different segments of me packaging stuff up. When I've been selling the stuff, I've been filming it, so I've accumulated this footage and I thought I'd put it all together. I've got enough now to kind of show you a good variety of stuff, so let's get on with it. Let's go. Right, let's do it then. So we're going to start with this bread bin. This is a very fragile item. It's got a ceramic body, it's got a ceramic lid. We need to put lots and lots of packaging around this to get it there in one piece, and use a nice thick box, double walled box. This one recommended for heavier fragile items. Just taping up the bottom, a few layers of bubble wrap, and don't forget to put in any thank you cards that you might have. I'll often just stick them in there like that. The customer's then going to see it once they've unpackaged it. You could always stick it to the outside if you prefer. Good few layers. I tend to kind of roll it up like this, but then I'll usually bubble wrap it round the other way as well. As you see, it's getting a bit dark out. It was actually really nice when I started. It was, sun setting in the background, the lights just starting to come on. And then it got very dark very quickly. Of course, don't forget about the lid. I will always take the lids off these things and package them separately, with the only exception being the occasional wooden lid. If it's a tight fit, I might leave it on, just using a little bit of tape to secure it on. I always wrap heavier ceramic items in cardboard. In fact, I wrap most things in cardboard that are fragile, but certainly larger things like this, heavier, larger things. So I cut down at the ends and then tape it down, and then flip it over and do exactly the same on the other side. getting rid of any excess. And then we're wrapping up the lid in the same way, bubble wrap, then cardboard. Now I'm using a load of void fill. Always remember to put the void fill in the bottom of the box as well as throughout. You want to be basically floating the item in the box. None of the items should be touching the walls of the box, and really you could do with a couple of inches if possible all the way around. At least an inch, I'd say, at least an inch, but a couple of inches ideally all the way around with void fill. And you want to really pack it down well so it's not moving. As you can see, I've absolutely kind of jam-packed that in. And then plenty of fragile tape on the outside. Right, so let's get out of the dark and go to a nice sunny day. And I'm here packaging up some West German vases. We actually have a bedroom and a large shed completely dedicated to our business, yet I still end up on the floor in our dining room amongst all the kids' toys when I'm packaging this stuff up. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. And it's similar to what you've already seen. So again, we found a nice box there's going to be plenty of room in there to put a load of void fill in. I'm going to cut this down the middle so we can use each side to wrap around these vases. So I just tend to use the kind of old cardboard that you're not really going to use, you know, from boxes that are damaged or where it's a bit thinner or just not in fantastic condition. I try not to throw anything away when it comes to packaging. I will reuse almost everything. And again, kind of cut in at the ends and then fold them down and secure with tape. I do realise that this is a little bit time consuming perhaps, but once you get the hang of it, it's quick and easy, and you have the peace of mind that you've done everything you can to get this item there in perfect condition. And we're going to do exactly the same with the second one as we did with the first. They both go into the same customer. Lots of void fill. Again, you can use newspaper, peanuts, polystyrene, whatever you have. I tend to, as I say, recycle everything, so it's always going to be something a little bit different. The important thing is that there's some barrier there between the item and the edge of the box. So if it gets hit, gets knocked in transit or dropped, it's not going to get damaged. So I'm putting them kind of on top of each other. One, then some void fill, then another. Void fill on top. And then I'm scoring the box and cutting down at the corners so that we can fold it down. Don't forget your thank you card, as I nearly did then. Cut it down, fold it down, and on this particular item, I think I was trying to get it below 2 kilograms. I'm not sure if I did in the end or not, but I was trying to get it below 2 kilograms, so I was just cutting off any excess that I could, and I'll reuse that cardboard for something else. Lots of fragile tape. These two were only going within the UK, they weren't going abroad, but I package this stuff the same wherever it's going. So the next two things are these. We have a vintage retro TV and we have a wooden side table. Both would break quite easily if they were dropped. The side table, although it was wood, it was quite thin wood. It wouldn't take a lot to damage that. The TV, obviously glass in the front, could easily get broken, and it's really heavy as well. It weighs about 8 kilograms. So don't forget to secure your wires. This one was already done, but I'm just redoing it because it was all a bit loose. And once you've done that, make sure that you tape up the plug. That's something I always do, because the the metal part of the plug can easily damage part of the item. If there's anything kind of sticking out, make sure that it's kind of tucked in. Something like this needs lots and lots of layers of bubble wrap. And I will bubble wrap it one way, and then I will turn it like I've done there, and then I'll bubble wrap it the other way. Obviously, if you're using larger bubble wrap, you might not need to do that. But these rolls that I use are handy. They're a handy size. I think they're more manageable than the larger rolls you can get. Things like this may also be better with the bubble wrap where the bubbles are a lot bigger. You can buy that stuff, I've had it before. I just find that this is the most versatile bubble wrap. It's good for kind of everything. The big stuff is only good for kind of larger items, really. I've got my tape gun there. I've not been using that for long. I don't really use the tape gun most of the time, but it does come in handy when it's larger items like this, I find. Some people like them, some people don't. Give them a go and see what you think. If it makes your life easier, then why not give it a go? So I cut out a piece of card to go in the base. This is the best box that I could find. I didn't have a box that was perfect, so I've reshaped a different box. I'm just slotting that in for now. I will tape that down and it will be really strong once it's all done. Bit of polystyrene in there at the base. You can put the TV in any way you like, really, but I tend to do it so that the screen is pointing upwards. These old TVs, the way that the weight is kind of distributed in them, it's best to kind of put the screen facing up or facing down. I find either is okay. I tend to put it so that the screen is facing up. I just think that is maybe a little bit safer. It's more likely that the courier is going to handle the box where the courier label is on top. So if it gets dropped, it's going to get dropped on like the back of the TV rather than the front screen of the TV. That's my thinking anyway. You want some kind of void fill, bubble wrap, peanuts, whatever you've got, all the way around. So I'm just cutting a piece of card for the top, and then we're cutting it down at the corners, scoring it along. Folding it down. This time I'm going to leave all this extra card on. We need all the protection we can with an item like this. That's it, tape it up. Lots of fragile tape, and don't forget which way is the top. Now I'm just going to weigh it, see where we're at. And it's just a little bit over 10 kilograms, which is a little bit annoying, but there's not much we can do there. It's going to mean a couple of extra pounds on the postage costs, but that's fine. That happens. Sometimes it comes in a bit more, sometimes it comes in a bit less. But when it's fragile items like this, it has to be packaged how it has to be packaged. So here we have a book table. So this is quite lightweight. It's not as heavy as maybe it looks. It's only about 4 kilograms thereabouts. So I'm trying to get this one under 5 kilograms if I can, because it will go into the lower bracket of postage costs. And again, I went round all the way one way, then I've turned it, and I'm going around the other way now. Cutting down the corners, scoring it along, and folding it down. I just use scissors to score it. You can use a Stanley knife, crafting knife. You can use like special tools. There are special tools out there just for scoring things. Lots of fragile tape all the way around. And there we go. Ready to go, ready to be sent out. So as I'm sure you already know, there's lots of different mail services and couriers out there that you can use. I'm just going to tell you about the ones that I use for the different types of item. So generally speaking, I send most of my things out via Royal Mail. Most of the items that are under 2 kilograms go out Royal Mail. I find it's cheaper, more convenient, and less things get damaged that way. Anything over 2 kilograms, up to about 10, I will send via Hermes, almost always. I occasionally use UPS if they've got like a deal on. Parcel Force are good for very certain items, like over a certain weight and within a certain size bracket. Things I usually send via Parcel Force are keyboards and guitars. They're big, they're heavy but not crazy heavy, and you usually want to insure them for the full amount, or a good amount anyway. So I use Parcel Force for things like that. And don't forget about the parcel comparison websites out there. I use Parcels to Go fairly often for larger items. I think really it's important to make sure you weigh your items, especially the larger, heavier, bulkier items, before you list them, really, to make sure that you're pricing it right, make sure you're still going to make that profit all said and done. So that's it, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there is some good information in there for you. If there's anything I've not addressed you want to know, leave a comment down below. No question too small. Right, for now, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Don't judge my Frankenbox. I saw you looking at it.
E-eb-eb-a-eb-eb-a-a. Eb-eb-a-a.